Throttle only, let's see how fast we can get to 20, 30 miles an hour. That's what the GPS is reading at least. Let's see if you can actually pedal this thing. And this is certainly a difference between the hardtail and full suspension. It might be a key consideration. All right, so this is a mountain bike trail, but I have a feeling that this is gonna be fun to test out the suspension. Most moped style e-bikes look tough, but the moment you leave the pavement, your spine pays the price. The new owners at Juiced decided to change that. This is the all-new Juiced Scrambler full suspension, and with this release, they've prioritized something that almost every other e-bike brand completely ignores: actual high-quality suspension. Is it just for show? In this review, I'm going to put this suspension setup to the ultimate test, push the motor to its limits, and help you decide if the full suspension is worth the extra cash. But first, let's take a closer look. Let's jump right into what people care about: the motor. Powering the Scrambler full suspension is the same powerhouse of a motor that is found on the hardtail: 750 watt nominal, 1,764 watts of peak power, 90 newton meters of torque, and notably on the full suspension, you get access to the torque sensor, while on the hardtail, just the cadence sensor. And that is paired with a massive battery. Access under the seat here. We have this thumb screw. Lifting it up not only reveals the massive 30 amp controller, but also the 52 volt 19.2 amp hour battery. It's hidden nicely into the frame. To remove, insert the key, turn to the right slightly, pull the battery out, remove the key. Here's how big it is. You can get an idea of the current charge by pushing this button. The battery itself is certified to UL2271. The entire bike's electronics are certified to UL2849. On the left side, power button, as well as the charger port. And yes, it fits in our large battery bag sold at shop.ebikeescape.com. Let's put it back in. So the best way is to slide it into place here, and then using one of these holes, kind of lift up on the battery, and then it will snap in. But what really sets the $1899 Scrambler full suspension apart from its competitors is the KKE suspension. This comes from the motorsports world. It's an inverted fork, 140 millimeters of travel, compression adjustment on the right, rebound adjust below, and then the rear shock, KKE as well. Compression adjustment here as well, and rebound adjust. And of course, you can use a spanner wrench to adjust the coil shock. Before jumping into the rest of the important specs, I have one favor to ask of you. If you're planning to pick up either of the new Juice models, do me a favor and use our link down in the description or scan the QR code on your screen now before you buy. It's free and truly makes content like this possible. Thank you so much for your support. Here, just because you're e-bike curious, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We are going to have a ton of content on the new Scrambler models, and you'll also want to use the link in the description to see what accessories are currently included. Like right now, you can get a custom nameplate included for free. Ours is custom to Ebike Escape, which is super cool. This is also where you'll mount some of the optional accessories that Juice has in the works. Both the hardtail and full suspension, yes, are single speeds, but to accommodate the full suspension, Juice has included a chain tensioner here in the rear. And you get even wider 4.5-inch tires on the full suspension. These are CST BFT ADVs, 20 by 4.5 inches. And these have even more of an aggressive tread pattern. The Scrambler full suspension has a lower weight capacity than the hardtail due to the rear shock, 225 pounds versus 300 pounds on the hardtail. This bike good for riders down to 4'10", up to 6'3". I'm 6 feet tall. My wife is 5'5". The bike weighs in at 85 pounds and comes in 3 awesome colors. This is the Blackberry. The front wheel attaches with a through axle. You get 4 piston hydraulic disc brakes. They're called the Talon P4s, and those are paired with 180 millimeter rotors front and rear. A front fender, protection underneath the frame, and a rear fender as well. There's a front light cover if you want to install it. And yes, you can zip tie it if you'd like. Nice cable management. Juiced stem plate and bar pad, love it. Matching brake levers with motor cutoffs. Juiced locking grips. There's BMX style handlebars, a right-hand thumb throttle. You guys always ask me what cell phone holder I use. This is the one that we sell at shop.ebikeescape.com, and it's an intentional choice because once you lock it in with this lever, your phone is going absolutely nowhere. Also quick release. This and other high quality e-bike accessories available at shop.ebikeescape.com. Remember, your purchase also supports the channel, so thanks. Next we have the 5-button control pad. Power button in the center, turn signals left and right, and pedal assist up and down. Let's turn it on. Juice logo on boot up. We have battery capacity, speed, wattage going to the motor. Next is the odometer. Hitting the center power button will cycle through additional information: trip time, max speed, average speed, voltage, and back to odometer. Below that is the pedal assist level: 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's a walk mode if you hold pedal assist down. Additional power button here as well. Note there is no indicator on the screen for when you hit the turn signals, but they do turn off after 20 flashes. To get into the advanced settings, hold pedal assist up and down at the same time. First we have screen theme. You can change this to 2, and this is what it looks like, a little bit more simplistic. There's units, screen brightness, auto off time, tire size, class selection, 1, 2, 3 if you're in California, or custom. Yes, you can change this to whatever top speed that you want. This is great for the parents out there who maybe want to limit the bike. Note though that this is intended to be a legal class 1, 2, or 3 electric bike, which means the throttle will always stop at 20 miles per hour. Pedal assist up to 28 miles per hour if you'd like. This is where you can lock the speed with a passcode if you're a parent. Next is the sensor. Unlike the hardtail that just has a cadence sensor, this you can select between the torque or the cadence sensor, or you can just turn pedal assist off if you want. That will make it just a throttle only electric bike. You can turn the throttle on or off. You can limit the throttle to the pedal assist level or just have full access in every pedal assist level. There's air code, battery charge, you can see the voltage, HMI info, you'll see the firmware and the hardware version, as well as your bike serial number. You can turn walk mode off if you'd like. The lights you can set to standard or flashing. There's trip stats. This is where you can reset it and we can exit. You can turn the lights on by holding pedal assist up. Indicator on the top right-hand corner of the screen. The rear light will go brighter when you hit the brakes. And also there's those turn signals. And when you have it set to flashing, this is what it will look like. And then when you hit the brakes, it will go solid on. And yes, the front light will flash as well. The screen is integrated into the frame, and that is an intentional choice because it's likely that many young adults will be riding this, and that's to help prevent any damage from a display being on the handlebars. And that's it for the 5-button controls and the TFT display. Their new branding, Scrambler 100% juice. There's plastic pedals, a rear-mounted kickstand, and yes, you can add pegs for 2 riders. 2 mounting points right here. There's an access hole for the charger port and the power button on the left side. It's an elongated saddle with a bump at the end. To charge the battery, Juice gives you a 5 amp charger, so 4 hours to charge it up from empty. They also give you a bunch of stickers to customize your ride. And right now you also get this handlebar bag, which can be mounted right here for additional storage. With that, let's see how this bike performs on pavement. We'll take it off-road and yes, up our hill climb test to see what its minimum speed is. All right, throttle only. Let's see how fast we can get to 20. 3, 2, 1, go. 1700 watts of peak power on the display. There's 20. So very powerful, and for how much power this motor has, surprisingly quiet. I mean, sure, you can still hear it, but it is certainly quieter than some other powerful hub drive motors. Now remember, you can customize the throttle. So in pedal assist level 1, you just get a lot less power. or you can have full access to the throttle in any pedal assist level, so hitting that 1700 plus watts. Now, importantly, they aren't speed limited, so you still will hit the top speed of 20 miles per hour. It will just take a little bit slightly longer to get there in pedal assist level 1, and as you go closer to pedal assist level 4, you just get more power. So it's a nice accessibility feature. Just know you're going to creep up in speed. I will show you that. All right, here we go. Pedal assist level 1, throttle only, and we are getting 800 watts, around 800 watts, and we still hit 20 miles per hour, just slower than we would have if we were in pedal assist level 4. All right, and pedal assist level 2, throttle only, closer to 1200 watts. Throttle only, pedal assist level 3, 1450 watts, and then the full 1764 in pedal assist level 4. Now remember, Juiced made this a legal electric bicycle. As the federal laws are written, 750 watts of nominal power, peaks higher though, but throttle will always stop at 20 miles per hour. But you can change it to class 3, which will allow you to pedal up to 28. So let's talk about that. Right now I have it in cadence sensor mode. Cadence sensors, all they do is they determine whether you're pedaling. If you are, it will give you power from the motor, of course, depending on the pedal assist level you have chosen. So in pedal assist level 1, you're getting 400 watts, and it is not speed limited, it is current limited, which means I will just keep getting power from the motor. Yes, less power in pedal assist level 1, but you can see we're still going 21, 22 miles per hour in pedal assist level 1. But what I'm curious about, the full suspension has a torque sensor, and so it will give you a different riding experience. So we'll get there in a bit. All right, let's start in pedal assist level 2 now. So now we're getting 800 watts or so. And you can see we already hit 20 miles per hour. Now remember, this is a single speed, which means Juiced had to pick a gear ratio for this bike to optimize kind of where they want pedaling to be comfortable. But yeah, 26 miles an hour in pedal assist level 2. And we were just going to continue to creep up in speed. So given it's a single speed, you can start while pedaling, though it's just easier to just hit the throttle to get started and then start pedaling. Once you kind of go past, I don't know, 18, 19 miles an hour, your legs are starting to spin. You're pretty much ghost pedaling. You're pretty much spinning your legs for show and also just engaging the cadence sensor. So this is pedal assist level 3 and we're already hitting 28 miles per hour. So you're just going to get more acceleration in pedal assist level 4. Let's do that. All right, and now just spinning my legs, 30 miles an hour. That's what the GPS is reading, at least. Display is reading 28. All right, so tons of power from the motor. Let's switch to the torque sensor. Let's see if you can actually pedal this thing. Okay, what I'm curious is, can you kind of pedal this at a lower speed if you just want to cruise and you want to pedal with the torque sensor? Going off the curb there. All right, so a torque sensor, if you're not familiar, is actually measuring your pedal input and amplifying it. I like to describe it as it's rewarding you for additional pedal input, of course, still depending on your pedal assist level. So in pedal assist level 1, just nice and slow, moving my legs. See, I'm only getting around 250 watts. And this is what I like. And this is certainly a difference between the hardtail and full suspension. It might be a key consideration because I'm able to cruise at 14 miles an hour, which is great. If you remember with the cadence sensor, I was just continuing to creep up in speed. Our legs are starting to spin a lot faster now. I am getting more power from the motor and getting about 600 watts, which again is more than enough to get to 23, 24 miles an hour. So with it being a torque sensor and a single speed, it only, in my opinion, I mean, we'll see, makes sense to use the torque sensor with pedal assist level 1, because I imagine you're just gonna get closer to 20 miles per hour, and then once you get closer to 20 miles per hour, it's harder to put more pressure on the pedals with it being a single speed, which is fine. But for testing purposes, let's go into pedal assist level 2 with the torque sensor. And yeah, so it's just harder, almost impossible to put, I mean, you can, but you're really just spinning your legs really fast to get power from the motor. Hopefully you can see my legs there. So that's the torque sensor. Let's just go into pedal assist level 4 for fun. All right, and yeah, this feels like the Cadence sensor experience. So I guess on this bike, I mean, my recommendation, I'm getting 1700 watts, so we're getting full power from the torque sensor in pedal assist level 4. So in my opinion, why use the Cadence sensor? Because at least you have some control in pedal assist level 1 with the torque sensor. All right, let's talk briefly about comfort, ergonomics before we get to the off-road section where I'll talk about the suspension. But love the BMX style handlebars, super comfortable ride. I personally don't love pedaling moped style e-bikes, but teach their own. This is one of the ones that's a little bit better to pedal. My knees aren't coming up super high, so that's going to be a personal preference. And what I have been appreciating, having tested the hardtail out yesterday, is even on the road going through the potholes, you can feel that rear suspension soaking up some of the minor bumps. And then as I go into the grass here, it's so much more comfortable than the hardtail. So if your budget allows, definitely recommend the full suspension. And now the seat. I love how long it is. It's actually, I thought it would feel more firm than it actually does. I've been riding these bikes quite a bit the last few days, and I think it's pretty comfortable. Not the most comfortable, but still plenty comfortable. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, at these higher speeds, the rear suspension just gives you a little bit more confidence that you're not going to get as jolted by any bumps in the road. All right, let's test out these brakes right now. Not sure if you could hear it, but the rear tire locking up, tons of rubber on the road, so you get lots of stopping power, and the 4 pistons certainly help too. All right, so this is a mountain bike trail, but I have a feeling that this is gonna be fun to test out the suspension going over these bumps. Wow, okay. It's just hard to explain how comfortable the rear suspension is over these rocks that are at the bottom here. And then going over these bumps. I mean, I know they prioritized the suspension on this bike, but it just feels really nice and cushy. So yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna complain, especially at this price point, about the suspension on this bike, because they did a really nice job. But we haven't taken it really off-road just yet. But here's a look at some of the bumps that I did. And what is fun about this bike is because it is so versatile with the tires and the suspension, you just don't have to worry too much, as long as you're staying in your ability, kind of cutting into the grass and doing some off-roading. All right, let's see what we can find. We have a little grassy section here. Let's see how the bike handles it. No problem. Stability on the grass feels really good. I mean, 4.5-inch wide tires, I would expect nothing less. So there is some pretty chunky gravel here. And yeah, I mean, the fun part about this bike is being able to do a trail like this, no problem. I mean, this bike will get you in some places that would be difficult otherwise. Suspension doing a nice job here too. Feeling that front suspension as well, it's very sensitive. Yeah, and I just feel like I haven't found the limits of the rear suspension. Like, it doesn't seem to be bottoming out Even going up this dirt pile. There's just so much travel back there, which is great. So if you're looking at off-road capability, I think without question, you're not gonna find anything at this price point quite like this. All right, we've tested it on flat ground, we've tested it off-road. Let's get into our hill climb test. All right, let's see what it does up our hill climb test. Throttle only. Trust me, this hill is huge. The GoPro makes it look so much smaller. We'll put the specs on the screen. 18 miles an hour, and we are just pegged at 1700 watts, 16 miles an hour. I have the tires pumped up to 24 PSI, and we are still at 90+% battery. There's 15 miles an hour. And I know the hardtail dropped down to 14 miles an hour for just a second, but full suspension, minimum speed, 15 miles an hour, and doing so relatively quietly. With that, let's get into some third-person riding footage. I will give you the key considerations of the Juiced Scrambler full suspension. The reintroduction of Juiced bikes was highly anticipated, not just because the brand has history dating all the way back to 2009, but because they were mostly a well-loved brand. That was until they went bankrupt. Beyond that, the owners of Lectric are now at the helm, and let's be real, they have shown time and time again that they can make compelling e-bikes, sell them in massive numbers, and offer almost impossible to believe low prices. So, how did they do here, and what would I change? Let's get going. At $18.99, this surely isn't your cheapest moped-style e-bike, but knowing the owners, they wanted to pack a ton of value in. First, the battery is a massive 52-volt, 19.2 amp-hour setup. It should be good for about 40 miles on the low end for most riders using throttle alone. The motor is equally powerful, pushing 1,764 watts of peak power. If you aren't familiar with e-bikes, those are both expensive components. Add in a genuinely nice full suspension setup, and you've covered a lot of what people look for when they're considering a moped-style e-bike. And by the way, if you're fine with simplicity and plan to ride mostly on pavement, definitely be sure to check out our review of the hardtail version. At $16.99, it boasts the exact same motor and battery, so you get the main performance components for $200 less. Just keep in mind the difference in payload. The full suspension model has a weight capacity of 225 pounds, whereas the hardtail can handle up to 300. Moving on, it's pretty clear that the new Juiced really wanted to nail the cool factor. They're clearly taking aim at Super 73, a brand that didn't just build e-bikes, but essentially shaped modern e-bike culture by turning the moped-style aesthetic into a massive lifestyle trend. The design here is great and should definitely appeal to the younger demographic they're after. The ride felt thrilling. We're always happy to see companies playing by the rules, and in this case, the Scrambler meets the true legal definition of an electric bicycle. While the market is flooded with fast moped-style e-bikes that blur the lines of legality, Juiced kept this one strictly compliant without sacrificing the fun. Performance was right on par with what we'd expect out of this powerful of a motor, and with all that speed and a heavy frame, stopping power is critical. Thankfully, the hydraulic disc brakes performed exceptionally well, giving you the confidence to rein in those 1,764 watts of peak power quickly and safely. While the brand is under new ownership, it says something that they are offering a 3-year warranty right out of the gate. I rarely see 3-year warranties, period. We're optimistic that they'll bring their reputation for excellent customer service over to Juiced, though we'll reserve final judgment until they've established a solid track record under this new banner. The minimalistic display was an intentional design choice, but note that it can be difficult to read at a glance. It probably isn't a huge deal to most, though I would like to see actual battery percentage readout to be more precise than 10% increments. The liftable seat is cool and a functional feature. However, I do expect some refinements to the thumb screw latching system in the next generation. along with improvements to the foam pads that were put in place to cut down on the seat creaking. I've always been a twist throttle fan, and I'd love to see Juiced offer this as an option if you don't prefer the thumb throttle. I also miss the horn that came on some of the older legacy Juiced models. It just gives you more presence on the road. Finally, since this features a cadence and a torque sensor, Juiced clearly expected at least some riders to actually pedal it. I'd really like more customization here. The cadence sensor delivers a lot of power even in the lowest pedal assist level, and once you hit level 2 and beyond with the torque sensor, you're rapidly hitting class 3 speeds. Though to give credit where credit's due, pedal assist level 1 with the torque sensor actually felt pretty good. However, being able to dial back the power would be a welcome change for cruising through dense areas. And to go along with that, more throttle customization would be great too, though I think Juiced was smart to allow parents to lock down the top speed. If we've helped you with your purchase decision, do me a huge favor and use our link down in the description or scan the QR code on your screen now before you buy. This will also allow you to see currently included accessories. Thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot to me. So if you're looking for a legally compliant electric bike with the added comfort of full suspension and a great price, the Juiced Scrambler is an awesome choice. I'm already excited to see what's next for the company and curious to hear what you think of the new Juiced models down in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.